Hello, everyone. My name is Lucie McGuire, and I am the Business Development Officer for Arrow Title Services. If you are watching this video, this is a replay of the live Zoom class that we had with MCRTC, the Martin County Realtors Association of the Treasure Coast, with their realtors. And we are doing an Instagram tips and tricks for realtors. So if you guys are watching this, thanks for rewatching our replay of this class. We hope that you find it valuable. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, leave a comment on this video, or message us on Instagram or Facebook, and we'd be happy to help you. We hope you enjoy this series, and you can also go to the bottom of the description, check out the time tags of this video to get to the specific section that you want to see, and that should help you navigate through the video a little bit more. We also have other videos here on our YouTube channel that you can check out too on social media, or just about title insurance as well. Make sure you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, send a comment if you have any questions, but also don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Arrow Title Services, for more great content to come. So we hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, let us know, and let's get into the class. All right, guys. So thank you guys for coming to our Instagram tips and tricks for realtors. That is through Martin County Realtors of the Treasure Coast. My name is Lucie McGuire, and I'm very happy to be doing this class with you guys. I have been doing quite a few classes throughout the last year and a half with MCRTC, and it's been great. We've gotten some great feedback from them, and I have delved into social media quite a bit since the pandemic. So I'm happy to share that knowledge with you guys and help you guys along the way. A little bit about me. Again, my name is Lucie McGuire. I'm the Business Development Officer at Arrow Title. I was actually born and raised right here in Martin County, so I am a local, and I obviously still live here. And since COVID, I have delved into social media pretty much tenfold. I run multiple Instagram accounts, YouTube channels, Facebook pages, all of that for Arrow Title.
Good morning,
also
Mrs.
for
Lori.
Oh, what was that? Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead, and there's a few people that were unmuted, so I'm going to mute everyone. But if you guys want to say something, you can feel free to unmute yourselves, and then you can speak and ask me a question. It sounded like someone answered the phone. So anyways, so or you can utilize the chat. So going forward, yes, I have done a lot with Arrow Title. I don't know if you guys have seen us on social media. If you haven't, you should follow us. But we are doing quite a bit out there to just get our name out there, but also to try and help other realtors get their names out there with a variety of different video options. We have a market update Monday that we do every other Monday, and then a Thursday's top tips in real estate that we do every other Thursday. And that brings on local realtors and lenders, and we talk about the real estate market, and we're just trying to get you guys more exposure out there. So if anybody's ever interested in those, you can find all of the previous videos on our YouTube channel, as well as on our Facebook, and you can always reach out to me, and we'd be happy to have you on there. It's a free aspect. There's no contingencies to be able to join. So we just want to help you guys get out there. So one thing that I do say is that the one thing in life that is constant is change. And we have seen that, I think, the most we ever have in the past year and a half, to say the least. So the change that we're seeing right now is huge into social media. I mean, just since I did this class last time, I hosted this class on my own through just our Arrow page, right pretty much when the pandemic started, and the numbers have gone up crazy. So if you haven't already, go ahead and like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's so much great content on there. You can get some great ideas as to what you guys can utilize, and we're always available for questions there. But the biggest thing that you guys want to make sure that you guys are doing when you guys are starting to get into these Facebook pages and Instagrams, Facebook owns Instagram. So one, you should have a business Facebook page, and two, you should make sure that your Instagram is a professional account that is a business account, so that you can utilize all of the insights that they give you, literally all this data as to how people are interacting with your content, who's looking at what, et cetera, et cetera. So it's valuable information that you can utilize to see what's working and what's not, and change up your strategy if you need to. But making sure that they're linked is really important, because one, you can actually save yourself time, because when you're on Instagram, it's actually very easy to share to Facebook. If you're making a post, you can share it directly to Facebook, your Facebook business page, which this isn't a Facebook class, but your Facebook business page, you should always be posting to your Facebook business page first and then sharing to your personal page. I know a lot of realtors post to their personal page first and then maybe share to their business page, but that's where all of your information is. You want to guide people to that, to be able to find you and find your information, to be able to contact you. So on Instagram, it gives you the options to be able to have your contact information on there too. But whenever you're sharing things like on your stories, you can automatically share to Facebook stories, and you're getting like a double whammy. We're all about saving time here. So, and just so you guys are clear, when I teach people about Instagram and Facebook, I'm trying to teach you guys stuff that you can integrate into what you're already doing. That might take a little bit of like just a little bit more time, but is essentially not making you do anything extra. There are people out there that will be like, oh, well, you need to do this, this, and this, and this. And then you have to go cut time out of your day to go make that happen. It's really hard to create more time, especially when we're all go in this real estate industry. So I really try to focus on what you can do to add it into your day, but make it a piece of your day that you're already doing. Especially when I sit down with clients individually, one-on-one, and like really show them how to integrate it into their life or make them stand out individually as a realtor, because there's a lot of realtors out there. So first and foremost, I have some people say, should I even be on Instagram? Is this even important? Obviously, if you guys are on here, I would think that you guys think Instagram is important, but in case you don't, can you avoid it? Should you not be on Instagram? Instagram originally was made for photos. And one of the most important aspects of the real estate industry is photos. I mean, you guys pay for professional photographers. You should be utilizing that and putting that out as much as you can to get that traction on your properties, but also to show people what you're doing. So why wouldn't you use Instagram when you already invest in these photos for your listings that you're posting and such like that? But Instagram has taken a turn over the last year, and now video is vital. And I know that you probably all know this already, that video is becoming such a huge thing in the social media world. But now Instagram is officially competing with TikTok. I know you guys have heard of TikTok, all the little videos and such like that. Instagram has its own piece that's called Reels, which is a whole nother topic. I'm going to talk about it just briefly today, but we're actually going to have a whole class on it. But they are officially competing with TikTok, and they are pushing video crazy. There will be some examples later of like what just the traction that you can get, but video has become very important. And if you're not implementing video, you should be in some way, shape, or form. So just keep that in the forefront of your mind when you're thinking about social media, and Instagram as well. But on all platforms, video is becoming very, very big. Speaking of other platforms, how does Instagram compare to these other platforms? Facebook has 2.7 plus billion people using their platform monthly. YouTube 2.2, and Instagram is at 1.2. These numbers, since I last did this, when I first did this course, probably in May of last year, I've done it a couple of other times with other groups and such. But these numbers have increased like a lot, like by a good portion, probably about 25 to 30% increase, just from all platforms of social media platforms. So more people's eyes are on social media more than ever, and it's not going to stop. It's just going to increase. So just keep those numbers in mind, that there are a lot of people out there looking on these social media platforms, and you want to get your name out there as much as possible. So going into kind of the nitty-gritty of some of the aspects of Instagram. Some people I've seen on Instagram, and this is probably the biggest thing that I notice first and foremost when I look at someone's Instagram, is I'll be like, okay, what is your, what, I'll just go to their face, or I'll just go to their Instagram and I'll look at what their username is. And if their username is something complicated, like, you know, MGBFL Florida, I don't even know what that means. Like she's got realtor in her name, so that's good. And she actually has a really great profile, but personally, I would have used her name like Martha Realtor or something along the lines. It's going to be easier for people to be able to find you. Utilizing keywords, Realtor is a great one. I usually, if you want something that's very, very quick, you can use your first and last name Realtor, or you can utilize, if you have a really long last name, you can do your first name and Realtor. Or if you have something that is branded to you. So for instance, one person that I had worked on, her last name was Pham. So she like coined a phrase, like we worked on it together, the Fantastic Realtor. So she uses Fantastic Realtor on everything. Making sure that you have a username that you can utilize across all of your platforms is important. So having consistency amongst Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of that, you want your usernames to be the same. So whatever you choose, it needs to be across all borders or across all social media platforms. And that will make it easier on you, because your username is important, because let's say you're doing Instagram.com/Arrow Title Services. If you do Instagram.com/Arrow Title Services, will bring you right to our page. Facebook.com/Arrow Title Services, YouTube.com/Arrow Title Services, LinkedIn.com/Arrow Title Services. All of those links are going to bring you straight to us. That makes it easier for when you're trying to tell people like, hey, find me on social media or whatever it might be. Then you can say, oh, it's at whatever on all social media platforms. And then when you're engaged, like let's say you have a business card, right? And your business card says, you can put it on your business card, and all you have to do is at Arrow Title Services or whatever your name is. And you can put all the social media platforms, and I've seen so many people be like, oh, look, I've got 4 different names for all of them. And it's just too confusing. People won't, if it's not easy, people won't do it. So your username is important. And what's also important is your bio. Making sure you use key phrases, keywords is really important. Talk about the areas that you service, but also put a little bit of personality in there, like what's important to you. So Martha did a great job here, and she put beach lover. So that's great. She likes beaches. Go-kart mom. That's cool. That's different. So she's into go-karts. She's a realtor, and she tagged her agency. So that's really cool too, is that you can actually tag and link your brokerage into your bio. So definitely do that. It gives you a little bit more credibility if you work for a big brokerage or even a small brokerage, then people can see the company that you work for. We all know that the companies aren't a huge thing when it comes to real estate. It's really you as an individual as to how you're going to help someone, an individual, because a company doesn't do everything for you. But it is good to have just that little bit of cushion there. Like we have our underwriter that's tagged in ours. So just keep those in mind. And you'll see one thing here that I'm going to go into in just a moment, her link right here. So you can see that she actually has consistency. She does the MGBFL Realtor for all of the things. So she has her linktree.com/MGBL, so whatever, Realtor. So the consistency is good. This is actually a website that I'm going to talk about in just a moment. But in case you need to change your username, because you probably most likely do, you can actually go to edit profile on your profile, your Instagram, and then go to your username, and that's where you change it. Now, make sure that you don't make it more than 14 characters, because most platforms, you can't make a username more than 14 characters. So keep that in mind. Some you can do longer, but you don't want to, because you want to be consistent amongst all those platforms if you decide to get onto multiple platforms. But honestly, you can do quite a bit just with Facebook and Instagram alone. before you get focused on other things. This is also where you can change your website. And Instagram, this is one like downfall, but also like there's an opportunity here. Instagram will only let you have one link. So some people might put their website, but you also have other social media channels. You also have other contact information, such like that. So there's a thing called Linktree, and it's free. There is a paid version of it that you can kind of go a little bit more wild with or whatever, but there is a free version that works just as well. And so you can link people to your website, to your other social medias that you have. If you have a specific listing coming up, you can direct them exactly to that listing. So you could literally put in the address, and you could say new listing or something, and they can click on that link and it will bring them directly to that new listing that you have. And so what some people do is they'll be in their stories and they'll be like, oh, just posted a new listing, go check out the link in my bio. And so when you do that, you're gauging people into that link, but this is a link that's free that will give you an opportunity to post multiple links with underneath that one link. And you can brand it. So you can, whatever your username is, again, we did Arrow Title Services because that's our thing. We just do Arrow Title Services for everything. So you can brand it. So then it's Linktree /Arrow Title Services. And that's how we can gauge how many people are going to each thing, to your website, to your Facebook, to your Instagram. And you can customize it to a point with the free version, but there is a paid version, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a great tool. Definitely look into Linktree. If you have any further questions about that, I can always help you or guide you a little bit with that, but it's pretty easy to find if you just Google it. And then, are there any questions thus far about, bios, your username, having that website, utilizing that platform? No? Okay. All right. So next, we're going to talk about following realtors on Instagram. And I've talked to a few people, and it's funny because some people are like, well, why would I follow other realtors? And you're like, why wouldn't you at the same time? Because one, you can get ideas. If you're following other realtors in other pieces of Florida, or you're following people in other states, you can see what they're doing, what's working, what's engaging with their clients. And you can see the different, like maybe a format that they do on their posts, or maybe different tips that they're putting out there, and you can formulate them. I don't ever encourage people to copy, but you can get inspiration from other people, and engaging with other realtors, especially local realtors. The more you engage with them and everything, like the more they're likely to see your content. So if you're posting a property or whatever it might be, you want other realtors to see it, because then they might have a buyer for you if you're posting a listing. So some people, some people get in the mentality of, why would I follow other realtors? But it is really important, because one, if every time you post a house, a buyer that you have isn't going to buy every single house that you post. So you want to be engaging with people in your industry, but also trying to engage with people with the same interests as you. So for instance, someone had put April, she's a local realtor. She put military relocation, that she's a Florida native, that she's a lover of sports, food, pretty pictures. You can actually go onto Instagram and search for these aspects, and you can connect with people who have the same interests as you. And the whole point, and we'll get into this in just a few minutes, but like about your personal brand and everything like that, you want to be relatable to people. So a quick little fact that you should know is that it's 80% lifestyle, 20% business when you're posting on social media. So 80% should be lifestyle, what people should expect, more about you. That's an opportunity to be able to show people what you do and what makes you different. And then 20% should be the business, homes, selling, your listings, closings, whatever. So don't make sure that you follow other people and engage with them to be able to get them to notice your content as well. So I know that a lot of people get a a little bit discouraged sometimes with social media, thinking that they need to post all the time, and, you know, get as much content out there as possible. Listen, if nobody's liking or commenting or engaging with your stuff, you're talking to nobody. I see so many people who post these random, like, generic things on their Facebook or their Instagram, and nobody's engaging with it. And great and dandy, it looks, you know, your profile might look good, but if nobody's engaging with your profile, then what's the point? What are you doing it for? Are you just doing it to have a nice looking profile? Like, no, you want to be able to engage with people and potentially get business from it too. And there's plenty of people who get business from these social media platforms just by being unique and different. There's one person that I know who does a Thirsty Thursday. And he does a video where he's making a cocktail and he's talking about real estate a little bit. Like, he'll maybe mention like, oh, just sold a listing or whatever. And then he'll go into making this cocktail. But people like know him for being the Thirsty Thursday person. And they're like, these drinks are cool. He does a new drink every single week. And people who like that, they're like, I want to work with you. Like, he's had multiple deals off of Instagram because of his Thirsty Thursdays. Like, that has nothing to do with real estate, but people like to drink and they're like, oh, this is cool. You're giving them something. There was another person who I spoke with and they were like talking about how they really liked gardening. And I was like, why don't you implement that more into your social media? Like, if you're doing that in your free time, if you're doing gardening in your free time, I know nothing about gardening. I will kill plants. I kill plants. I'm sorry. I wish I didn't, but like, I really do. I had one in my office and I had to go move it to another office because I killed it, or it was dying. And I was like, I can't, it needs sunlight or something. So, I mean, there are so many people out there that want to be able to connect with people. Authenticity is so important. People want to get to know you without getting to know you, essentially. And if you can get them if you can give them pieces of information that you know that you can be an expert in, and you're giving them value, then they're going to remember that. People remember the qualities of a person over like what you do, but like they'll remember what you do at the end of the day. If you're like, hey, I do this, but then I also do real estate. So, you know, put quality photos. Don't just throw any photo up there. Make sure it's of somewhat of quality. But you know, it doesn't have to be picture perfect either. It doesn't have to be your professional photos and such like that. Use descriptive captions. The longer that people stay on your post on Instagram, Instagram actually captures how long they stay on your photo. So something that Instagram and Facebook does is actually, if you post something, they show it to about 10% of the people that are following you. However, those 10% of people engage with your content, if they engage well, if they like it, if they comment on it or they like it or whatever it might be, then, and Instagram notices that and they'll be like, oh, so people like this. We're going to show it to another 10%. See how those people interact. Oh, and then we'll show it to another 10% of people. So that's how you see these posts. I'm sure you've seen them on Facebook or even on Instagram where they're getting a lot of traction from people. But it's because in every social media platform, their whole goal is to keep people onto the platform as long as possible. So think about it from their perspective. They want to keep people on the platform as long as possible. So if you're posting something that isn't engaging people, why would they show it to more people? I know people get like a little upset about the algorithm and they're like, oh, the algorithm is like crazy, whatever. I can't control that. Nobody can control the algorithm, but that's essentially what the algorithm is. How can they keep people on their platform longer? So when you post those things that are more engaging about yourself, look at what you scroll through and what you like, what catches your eye. Write those down next time you're on Instagram, next time you're on Facebook. I'll tell you, articles on Facebook don't capture people's eye. Random pictures of something without an explanation don't catch people's eye, you know? So posting about like local things, posting about you out in the community, those aspects, that's where people like, oh, they're like, oh, that's so great. That's what she's doing. That's awesome. Like where people can relate to what you're posting. That's really, really important. So I just be mindful next time you're looking down your feed and such like that. Look at what you're engaging with and what's catching your eye, and then think about how you can implement that into your own content that you're doing. It's quality over quantity. Quality over quantity tenfold, because you do not want to just post whatever it is and get no traction from it. And that's what's so important about the insights as well when you have a business account. And we'll get into that a little bit more. So making reels is really important too. Again, we're going to talk about that later, but we're going to have a whole class on reels next month, because it's just too much to lump into with everything. But we're going to do a brief overview. So a lot of people see like the color consistencies on Instagram, like with the little templates or whatever it might be. And they're like, wow, that's so pretty. Like, oh, how can I do that? Oh, I don't have a graphic designer. Y'all don't need a graphic designer. Canva. If you have not heard of Canva, you need Canva in your life. I'm telling you right now. This is the best $12 a month I spend. There's a free version. You can use the free version, get your feet wet with it and such like that. So use the free version for as long as you're comfortable. But I will tell you, I use this multiple times a day. This right here, this presentation's made on Canva. I'm presenting it through Canva actually. So there's so much that you can do. You can do presentations, you can do Instagram posts, you can do videos, you can do stories, you can do Facebook posts, like you can create business cards on it. It's insane the amount that you can do. So you can search for the photo size that you need. If you just type in Instagram, literally a whole list of Instagram things will come up, and they have templates on there. So you can look at the templates, and all their templates are completely customizable. I also have a class on Canva on our YouTube channel, Arrow Title Services. So if you guys haven't already subscribed to us on YouTube, make sure you do, because there's a lot of great content on there, classes for you guys, but also great information about title insurance in general as well, that you can share with your clients. But there's we have a whole playlist on there of classes that we've done over the past year and a half virtually that you guys can rewatch. And Canva is one of them. We have like an intro and then an intermediate. And the templates can change your life and save you time, because you make that template and you can just pop a photo in there of a new house and change the address, and then pop another one in there and then change it to closed to sold or whatever, or to new listing or etc. So they already have pre-made templates on there that you can utilize, and you can even look up Realtor on there and find templates, real estate templates on there. And then just using those high quality photos. And this is really easy to use. So if anyone ever has any questions about Canva, I teach classes on that too, and I will be happy to walk you through it. But it's literally amazing. It's a great platform. So I want you guys to remember that when you guys are on social media, you are building a personal brand. Real estate and being a realtor is a lot different than most industries, right? So most industries, you have a business, and then that business is like what you're promoting as that business. There's a piece of that you're like, when you're talking as you and your realtor page, you are talking to your community of people that you're engaging with, right? But it's so much more personal, because we all know that for people to use you in this industry, they have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. So you have to gain all of those aspects. And whenever you meet someone new, if you think that they aren't going online to search you up, if you think they're not doing that, like they are. We all do it. I don't know about y'all, but I do it. So when people are looking you up, they want to get to know you without having to get to know you. So that authenticity is really important, because if they feel like you're being authentic, or they can't really get to, if it's all business and they don't see anything about you that they can connect with, then it's going to be harder for them to build that trust. So, I was talking to someone the other day, and a lot of you guys, I don't know too many of you guys on a personal level or not, but if we're friends on Facebook, you'll see that I also travel a lot. And so during the pandemic, I actually just started posting more about my travel and such like that. I started like a YouTube channel on that. I have an Instagram for that called The Traveling Lucie. And that has like become a huge point of communication for a lot of people for me. So the people who like to travel, they're reaching out to me. I have realtors, I have clients that are like, oh, you know, now they feel more connected to me because they're like, wow, you travel. Like I admire that, or they want to talk about it, or they want tips or whatever. So those pieces, I was just talking to someone the other day, it was a realtor, and I was helping her with her social media. And I said, what was the first thing you thought of? Like, you heard that I traveled, and then what was your first thought? And she's like, oh, wow, that was cool. Like, I could connect with you like on that, because it was important to her as well. So whatever it is, I tell realtors all the time, I'm like, think about what you do that is your hobby. What is your passion? What's your hobby? What's something that you can implement into your business that people can get to know you? I know that some people are very personal. I know that some people don't want to like share too much about their kids or whatever it might be. Family is a big thing. But you know, whether you go to church or whether you like sports and you're a big sports person, whether you like paddleboarding on the weekends or what gardening or whatever it might be, you can implement that into your social media, and then people will be able to be like, oh, she paddleboards, I paddleboard too, I love that. Like, and then they can start, there's something that they can start a conversation with you, because it's very easy for us to talk about real estate with other realtors, other title companies, everybody in our industry that we network with on a daily basis. It's easy to start a conversation about, oh, you have a new listing, oh, that's great, blah blah. People that aren't in real estate don't care. Like, they don't care about your new, like they care about your new listing. They're like, oh, good for you, but they don't care to the point that someone in your industry is going to care. They want to get to know you. They want that personal connection. And we've all seen this in our business. You guys wear multiple hats. You guys are like therapists, listing agent, like all of these different aspects, and you see it on a daily basis, but connecting to them is important. So speaking about connecting with people and connecting with new people as well, hashtags on Instagram. I know that this seems like another language for some people, but it's very important. I know that a lot of people know they need to use hashtags, but they don't know what hashtags do. They don't know why using hashtags is important. And they're not quite sure how it's connecting them with people. Does anybody have an idea of how hashtags connect people with one another? I'm going to show you guys, but I'm curious if anybody knows. I always like, you guys can put it in the chat, or you can unmute yourselves. Any guesses? No? Okay.
I have no idea.
No idea. Okay, well, I will go ahead and show you then. I'll come back to this slide in just a moment. And I'm going to share my phone with you. Okay. Okay. So this is our Instagram. Right here at the bottom, you guys can see my mouse, right? Can you see my mouse going over it or no?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Rosemary. So you can see right here, the search bar. I'm going to go here and I'm going to search Realtor. You see at the top here where you can see tags.
Yeah.
So I can look up tags. Those are hashtags. And then you can see Realtor has 23.5 million posts.
Oof.
So if I click on this, what does that 23.5 million posts mean? I click on this and you can see all of the top posts that are realtors, right? It's relevant. It's relevant hashtag. These are all realtors. So if you're a realtor, you can use the hashtag realtor, but there's more to it than that. So you see this tab right here, recent. This is what is important to get with hashtags. As you can see, this hashtag has its own feed, its own profile. You can actually follow this hashtag. So you can follow hashtags and get relevant content to what you're posting. Now you can follow other hashtags and anybody else can follow hashtags too. So if you're using a hashtag, then anybody who follows that hashtag or uses that hashtag, it has a chance to pop up on their feed. Now, this is what's important about not using super popular hashtags, because I'm going to refresh the page. Look, in the time we were just talking right there, this is how many, like there's 20 new posts. So I can refresh and there's new posts happening every second. And you go to this and you see 10 seconds ago, 15 seconds ago, 18 seconds ago. So if you use hashtag realtor, your post is going to get put all the way to the bottom of their feed very easily. I can.
So can you just keep posting it?
No, you don't want to keep posting it. No. So you only post to your profile once if you're talking about something or whatever it might be. Lynn asked, can you make up a hashtag? Yes, but, or choose one that pops up. Yes, Lynn, you can. When you are utilizing hashtags, you can have a hashtag that's your branded hashtag. Ours is aim with arrow. So aim with, can't spell with. So hashtag aim with arrow. So you can see, I don't know where we're following that these are, this is our hashtag. And when you look up hashtag aim with arrow, you can actually Google hashtag aim with arrow and it will pop up on Google, our Facebook posts, our LinkedIn post, our Instagram posts with it. So this, you can see all of the posts that we've done with our hashtag aim with arrow. So yes, you can do a branded hashtag, but do not only do the branded hashtags, because again, if nobody else is using that hashtag, you're not going to get engaged with anyone else other than yourself. So it's good to have one so that you can say like, oh, hey, like this is my branded hashtag. And if you're collaborating with other people and such like that, you can tell them to use your hashtag, but really it's just something that's branding for you. How would anyone know to look up aim with arrow or et cetera? So when you're looking at posts and such like that, like for instance, let's see, I go here and you can see the hashtags that someone does. So these are clickable. So you can see we have our Stewart Real Estate or affordable houses. We have our hashtag aim with arrow on this post. And you can actually click through to it and see the hashtags that people are utilizing. When you do your consistent hashtag amongst all of your posts and everything like that, if you're trying to create a brand, then people will remember that. Like if you make it memorable. So for instance, Stephen No, I don't know if you guys know Stephen No or not with Premier Realty Group. He is at Marketing on Tuesdays all the time. And his is no big deal. Look, it's stuck in my head. I remembered it. No big deal because his last name is No, but he spells it NGO. And so his whole branding is no big deal. Hashtag no big deal. Oh, that scared me. Hashtag no big deal, but that's also his branding is at no big deal, etc. So sorry, there's construction, and of course now it's gonna be super loud.
No big deal.
Oh my God, no big deal. They're just like, yeah, so it's really important to, if you're doing your individual hashtags, that's fine, but just don't do only those. You want to do things that are relevant to your post, but you want to keep it broad. So I just wanted to show you, we made a post and then we did our hashtags in there and everything. And you see I have quite a bit of them. So you want at least 15 hashtags on your post. I know that may sound like crazy, but when you go to put a comment, like let's say so I put hashtag and things are already suggesting themselves. Let's say I put realtor. So you see that there's Realtor Life, there's Realtors of Instagram with 1.6 million, that's still a lot. Realtor Tips, Realtor Humor. You can see like 247K, like you can see ones that are not as popular, but you want to utilize, like Port St. Lucie Realtor. Who's using Port St. Lucie Realtor? Port St. Lucie Realtor. So that's how you'll connect with them. Yeah, that's loud. Of course, I just started doing that. So I'm going to stop sharing this. Okay. And then you'll see here that, you know what? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can get them to stop drilling right underneath my office for literally 15 minutes. 1 moment, guys. For 15 minutes. Okay. So I just want you to be able to hear me. Okay. So okay. So hashtag. So I told you guys about the hashtags and everything. Let me go ahead and share my screen back over here as to what a hashtag does. You guys kind of saw that it has its own feed and everything like that. And it's what connects you with other people searching. So, and it's a way of tagging your posts specifically so that it goes onto other people's feeds when they are scrolling, if they are using those same hashtags, if they're following that hashtag. So you can look up different hashtags and utilize geo-targeting. If a few of you know what geo-targeting is, the geo-targeting is an aspect to be able to use your local location. So hashtag Stuart, Florida, hashtag Treasure Coast, Florida. Who's using those hashtags? People who are in Stuart, Florida, people who are on the Treasure Coast. So it's a great way for you to be able to connect with people in those areas, in your areas. But you want to make sure that your tags are relevant to your posts too. So with those posts, like if you're posting about a new listing, you can say, let's say the listing's in Stuart, hashtag Stuart, Florida, hashtag Stuart Realtor, hashtag new listing, like different hashtags that you can utilize that are relevant for your post. You're not going to put hashtag watermelon. You're not going to put hashtag like crazy day. Like those things aren't the same. Those aren't relevant to what you're posting, if that makes sense. So even if it's hashtag is popular, that's not what you want to utilize. So because it will show to people that are looking at hashtag watermelon or whatever, and if they are seeing your content, they're not going to engage with your content because it's not relevant to what they want to see. So using 15 to 20 hashtags, Instagram lets you use a maximum of 30, but I know that it's really hard. Just having 15 to 20, having ones that are hitting a few other people, like the fewer people, like the 10 to, I have a little graph on the next page here. And then you can also use your branded hashtag that Lynn was talking about and making sure that you stay relevant. So targeting your hashtags, you can do like 10, you saw how it showed you the number when you're typing it in. You can click on it and it will auto-populate that hashtag for you. But you want to do like 10 hashtags or so where it's 10 to 100K people are utilizing that hashtag so that you stay on that feed for longer. Then you can use a few that's the 100 to 500K and then 500 plus K. You can use a couple of those too. So if you want to do something generic like hashtag Realtors of Instagram or hashtag Instagram, like that's fine. Just don't use a lot of them because if you you'll just oversaturate yourself and nobody will see you. Does that make sense for everyone? I know that's kind of a lot.
Can you use the @ sign in your hashtag?
No.
Okay.
So question, why would you want to use the @ sign in your hashtag?
I was thinking something like Realtor at the Villages, Florida.
So you could do, they didn't listen to me. they're just doing again. That's fine. You can do, you don't have to do the @ sign. You could just put @AT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So realtor at, but what were you saying it was? It sounded like a really long one.
The Villages. It's up north of Orlando. That's where I am.
Okay. So you could do separate ones like #the Villages or
Okay.
the Orlando Villages. You can see what other people are doing too. There might be a hashtag that people are already utilizing. Maybe they have their own hashtag and you can utilize that.
Okay.
So think about
Can't be
that. Or
Can't be the same though, right?
what was that?
Can't be the same as somebody else is using.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. If someone else is using a hashtag, that's fine. That's good. You want other people to use the hashtag.
Okay.
So the more people that use it, the more it feeds into that profile that I was just showing you guys about the hashtags. And that is where all of those hashtags live. But the more people that add to it, the more it's likely to show it to other people.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So forgetting how you got to this page. Okay, so how I got to that page, Lynn, was you go to the search bar at the bottom of your screen. So when you're on Instagram, there's a search, little search icon. You click on that and then you can search at the top whatever you want, literally. And this is how you'll be able to connect with other people too. So let's say you're trying to connect with people like dog lovers. Let's say you have a dog and you want to talk about your dog on your, bring your dog to some listings or whatever it might be and post pictures of your dog. You can connect with other dog lovers and you can look up dog lovers of Instagram, or you could look up, let's say it's Golden Doodle. You could be like Golden Doodle of Instagram, and you can interact with other people's content. And if they go to your profile and see that you have a dog that's a Golden Doodle, then they'll probably connect with you and be like, oh, that's so cool, or whatever it might be. So I've made a lot of friends off of Instagram. It's actually really cool how easy it is to connect. It's one of the easiest platforms to connect with other people. So keep that in mind. And also the best way to gain followers. So when you're gaining followers on Instagram, engagement is key. I know that we're all on our phones already a lot, like on our Facebook or on our Instagram, whatever it might be. If you just take like 10, 15, 20 minutes a day and you just go through your feed, but you intentionally engage with people, like you like their comment, but then you also comment on it, they're more likely to go to your page and comment and see what you're doing, especially if you're doing it consistently. So when you find new people that have something in common with you, like, so if you've been posting a lot about your dog or something, and you go to like Golden Doodles or whatever, and you search Golden Doodles, you can find people. You can click on those posts. You saw the hashtags. You can click on those posts and see what people are posting about, and go to their profile, like a few of their pictures, and then comment on one. And guess what that does? That gives them a whole notification of like a list of notifications that you've engaged with their profile. And then they're more likely to go to your profile and see what you're doing. So there's so many ways to engage with people on there and start those conversations. And you can message people if you want, but you'll find that people will start to message you if you're engaging with them and liking their content and they see it consistently. Follow others, especially other realtors, like I mentioned earlier, and don't forget to comment. Comment is always great because you should be responding to every comment that you get on your posts. I know it may sound like a lot, but literally it takes 2 seconds. If you see a notification on your phone and it says, so-and-so just commented, like go to it, love it, and then just say, thank you so much, or whatever. It takes 2 seconds out of your day. And I know that it seems like it's a lot and that's taking up a lot of like real estate in your brain, but it's if you make it quick and simple and just go, it'll be good. And engaging with your people is important because they want to hear from you. People are more likely to continue commenting and like engaging with you if they know you're going to respond. So if they go to your post and they see that you respond to every single comment, then they're like, wow, this realtor like actually responds and like engages with their people. And they know if they leave a comment that you're most likely to respond to them as well. So the search engine optimization, the keywords will connect you. I was telling you kind of about those geo-targeting, but also like the realtor and like those things that you're looking for that are relevant to you. Following those other related accounts, following and engaging with other people, specific content, finding your niche. So if your niche, or you don't have to niche down so hard that it needs to be like crazy. Like some people are like, oh, well, I don't want to be just luxury listings. You don't have to be just luxury listings, but you want to have something that people can like, be aware of and such like that. Like when they go to your page, they see this is what, they see like a trend of what's going on. So, and that hashtag strategy will help you get found by people. And also writing longer captions and asking questions. When you engage your clients, they'll be able to, they'll want to answer. So if they read your caption and everything, and you ask them a question at the bottom of it, like, let's say you post a new listing and then you're like, oh, do you have, so to be clear, in order to tag someone, it comes from Instagram, not Facebook. Those are two different things, Lynn. So you can tag someone on Instagram, but you can also tag someone on Facebook. So when you're tagging someone, that's like if me and Rosemary are taking a picture together and I want to tag her, I can do the @ symbol with her username and I can tag her on Instagram. Or if I'm on Facebook, I can tag her on Facebook as well. I can tag her business page, et cetera, et cetera. So don't think of a hashtag and tags are two different things. But the hashtags are just how you get your content out there to new people. And then the tag is like if you're tagging an individual person that's relevant to your post, if that makes sense. Cool, great. Make sure you add your username everywhere. So remember I was telling you about consistency on your name. So if you have @Arrow Title Services on the back of our cards, or my cards and all of our cards, we have this where it says, let's get social @Arrow Title Services. If you see my screen, and it has all of our social medias on there. So you can do that on your business card. You can do it on your website, link your Instagram and your Facebook so that people can find you. You can even, some websites, depending on who manages your website, they can put a bit of your feed in on your website so people can see what you're posting. You also post it on Facebook, and you can connect it on Facebook. There's a way to do that where you can actually have your Instagram on your business Facebook page. Or it can just be a link, which is the instagram.com/your username. So really quick about the stories. So stories are a great way to get and share your moments of the day. Remember I was saying that like throughout your day, everything like that, it's a lot to find time to like do something that you're doing differently or whatever to put on your social media. Stories, people want to see what's going on in your daily life. And when you post to your stories, it updates to people. So right here, you'll see at the top of the feed here, whenever you post a new story, it will actually put you to the top of the page here. So these are the most recent stories. So the more stories you post in a day, the more you'll be filtered to the top of everyone's feed when they're going through stories and such. And when you're posting your story, it's more of like a what's going on in your day. So if you're in downtown Stuart, take a quick little snapshot of downtown Stuart and just be like, enjoying downtown Stuart for the day. And then you can even do like a little poll and you could be like, have you been to downtown Stuart? Do you like downtown Stuart or whatever? And have a yes, no poll. And then you're engaging your people through your stories. They are only visible for 24 hours, but it's kind of like uncut footage of your day and what you're doing. If you're at a listing or if you're showing a house, like doing showings, oh, look at this house that I'm checking out. Really quick, you're already doing it. You're already there. Just whip out your phone for 2 seconds, take a quick little video or take a picture and just add some text to and post it, and it will post to your Instagram and your Facebook if you have it connected properly. So those are important to keep in mind as well.
And question?
Yeah.
How long can the videos be? Do they have to be a specific length to be able to post them?
So, well, you can do it straight on the Instagram app. So you can see exactly how long it gives you. There is a couple of different options. So you can do like a 10-second one or whatever. Or you can do like up to like 30 seconds, I think it is, like 30 to 40 seconds. If you are what you'll see on your Instagram actually is if you record a video, long enough, it will actually turn it into another little thing. It's hard to describe, but like I can show you on my phone in a second. But here, let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so for instance, I go to my story to add to my story. And let's say I'm taking a quick video. I could do whatever. Here's my office. So you'll see as it goes over, you see how
It's recording, right?
You see how it has two little things here? So it went over, so it just went on to the next one.
Oh.
So I can add text to this like, hey, whatever. And I can make this bigger, whatever. And then you can add polls. So there's like this little sticky thing up here, this little face. You click on that and you can add questions. You can mention people, which is how you tag people. You can do hashtags. You can do captions to your video. You can do a poll like, did you love this house? I spelled it wrong, but like, and then people can use the poll, right? So there's a bunch you can do with stories like just in itself for context.
Sounds so easy.
What?
It sounds so easy.
It is pretty easy. Once you get a hang of like what you can do and everything, it's pretty easy. You can do it straight on the app. It's just in the moment. Just do it. Ask a question, engage with people, like talk to them, put your face on there and be like, hey, what's up guys? Like just checking out this house. Do you like it? Whatever. Make it fun for people. And then you can actually save those into highlights later on. And those are stories from the past that people can revisit. So we have like one that's Max-a-Doodle, Instagram tips, community, our staff, giving back, closings. So you can see how those highlights are like, you can literally post any story that's archived into a highlight that people can see forever. It doesn't just last 24 hours. So you could have all your closings, you could have your new listings, you could have your sold, pending, whatever you want. Testimonials are a great one to add on there. So you can do a lot with your stories. And content for the highlights is, like those testimonials, like I was just saying, the sold, buyer, seller tips. You can give tips to people and you can be communicating those on your stories to people. You could talk about Florida, where people should check out on the Treasure Coast. Market updates, local events, your community. What are you doing out in your community? There's a million and one things you can do to engage with people and show them your expertise in this area and what you're doing. If you do a specific community, tell people about that community. Tell them like what they need to know. Like, what are the facts about the community? Is it expensive? What's the HOA, et cetera, blah, blah. Like, and you could have those pieces of information for people. You can create videos on them. And checking your insights is really important as well. I was telling you guys about this earlier, is that there is a reach of number of unique accounts that you reach. There's impressions of the total number of times it's been seen. You can see the profile visits of how many people have viewed your profile. You can see website clicks. It's important to know when your audience is engaged. I'm gonna bring up my phone again and show you guys that in just a minute. But the first hour of posting is very important and crucial. Like, you wanna make sure that you're doing it when people are active. Don't do it at 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't do it at 11 p.m. at night. Like, do it when people are on and active. And Instagram gives you all of that content literally right there. But if you're doing it throughout the day, you're pretty safe, because if you're posting stories and such like that, you can engage with the people that are up at that time and such like such. So if you're posting throughout the day, it'll continue to notify people that you're posting your stories. But your insights go for literally everything, your entire profile, individual posts. You can see how an individual post did better over another post, and see what people are engaging with. And it's just consistency with it all. Let me show you that really quick so you guys see that. All right, so if you go to your profile, you'll see insights. And then, oh, sharing is paused. Okay, so, all right. So you can see right here, insights. So I click on insights, and then it will show you the accounts reached and our content interaction, our audience. So I can literally go to click accounts reached and see how many of them were non-followers, how many of them are followers. What this shows you exactly how much we're getting from our reels, which is crazy. It shows you your top stories. It shows you your top reels. It shows your impressions. It shows you your profile visits. And that's just, and you can change it last 7 days, last 14 days, last 30 days. So you can change those insights, and it will literally show you so much. And you can also click to go into your audience. So go to your followers, and you can see overall, like in the last 7 days, we've gained 5 followers, et cetera, et cetera. You can see your top locations. It'll show you the locations that you're showing up in. It'll show you your age range that you're popping into. It gives you all of this data. It shows you men, women. It shows you your most active times too. So you see here, most active times of the people who are following us are Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. People are pretty much active during that time. So I'm not going to post at 3 a.m. I'm not going to post at 12. I'm not going to post at 6 a.m. I'm going to post at these times. So that gives you an idea of, you can literally find out so much information about your followers just from your insights. And then quickly, let me show you, like this is a closing picture that we had. I can go to view insights, specifically on this photo. And I can see, okay, 284 accounts were reached, 41% weren't following us. I can see from the homepage, 173 people found our post. From hashtags, 107 people engage with our profile because of hashtags. It literally shows you what came directly from hashtags, from our profile or from others, from our like the follows that we got, etc. So you can see how well you do. 29 hearts and 5 comments. So there's a lot that it gives you there. So definitely utilize it, because it's very valuable information that they give you that you can see if people enjoy what you're posting. Use more videos. It increases your engagement. It helps your watch time. It helps you rank higher than anything else. And reels are key right now on Instagram. You might be asking, what are reels? Well, reels are very important right now. I told you earlier that Instagram is competing with TikTok. They have officially stated that, and they mean it, and they are pushing it hardcore because it's keeping people on their platform longer. They're short, engaging videos that are less than a minute long. If you post a reel, it will have its own tab on your profile. So you'll see your posts, you'll see reels, and you'll see IGTV, depending on whatever you've posted. If you go to your profile and you never posted a reel before, you will not see the reels tab. But if you have, you will see the reels tab. If you go to someone else's profile and you see the reels tab, that's because they've posted reels. So you can click on that and see what they have. So our reels, I'm talking about title insurance. Title insurance is not the most exciting thing in the world. As much as I'd like to say it is, it's not. But even in talking about title insurance, bringing in relevant things that are on reels, like relevant music, or not relevant, but like trendy music and such like that. There are ways on reels to make yourself get in front of people and like get engagement. So for instance, I'm talking about title insurance again, 6,000 plays on this video, 2,000, 3,400, 3,200, 3,300 plays of our videos about title insurance. So there's a huge opportunity. Instagram is pushing reels hardcore. They want people to use reels. They want to engage people that way. And if you do it the right way, you can get a lot of views very quickly, and get essentially your eyes, you and yourself across to more people, which is all what we want, right? So there's a lot to do there. And we have a class coming in October. And that is going to be learning Instagram Reels, because there's a lot that goes into that, the different tips and tricks and such like that. That is going to be October 22nd through MCRTC, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So mark your calendars. You can register online. We just set it up the other day. So we are, I still got to get her all of the details, and the Zoom link for that should be posted by the end of the week. But mark your calendars and just know that it is going to be on October 22nd. And then, yeah, if you guys need more help, you can feel free to set up a one-on-one meeting with me. I do them all the time. They're free. I'll walk you through it step by step. I'm happy to do it. I do it for a lot of my clients already. I hope you guys found this helpful. And you can also find the replay on our YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting it there, and you'll be able to look at all of those. I'll also email everyone with the link to our YouTube. Once it is posted, you'll have the direct link to the video. My cell phone number is right there. You can always reach out to me if you have any questions. It is not a bother. I want to help you. And then you have my email address as well. And yeah, we thank you for taking the time to come and be a part of this class. Does anybody have any questions? Rosemary, I think you are muted. Go ahead.
You've been fantastic.
Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I know it's a lot. Thank you. A lot of information.
For next time, I'll have a lot of questions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, and if you just feel free to reach out whenever. I'm here for you guys. I'm going to stop recording.